Hey guys, Jules here. So, long time no see, and that's because last week was the Orthodox Easter Eve, and yeah, I was busy. We were getting ready for Easter, and yeah, college is still killing me. It is persistent in killing me, to be very honest. And yeah, I had so much to do, and I couldn't like make a video and stuff. And yeah, so here I am. And it's not like anyone was waiting for the video, to be very honest. I feel like I am talking to myself in this channel. So if you see my video, please leave a comment, reply to anything I'm saying in the video, share your opinion with me about a book or a movie that I'm going to be talking about in this video, because like this is apparently good and bad movie adaptations. So yeah, so please like don't make me feel like I'm talking to myself. So that's that. And I wanted also to talk about, I want to ask you a question. Did you notice any difference in the bookshelves? Because in the bookshelves, because I posted an Instagram story about some new books I bought from a little store at my university. And these are this one, I hope you can see it. It's called As-Sayyad by Walid al-Ghazi, and it means hunter. And it's a children's book, and apparently I just honestly voted for the amazing illustrations. I mean, I don't know if you can like see it or not, but if you focus, there are this is drawn over a book. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the text is very clear here. So anyways, I really love the artwork, and that is essentially why I bought it. So yeah, I wanna show you the owl. There's a very pretty owl in here. Oh yeah, here it is. I think it's an owl. Anyways, I really like it. It's very pretty, and yeah, it's about Africa, so that's amazing. And I also talked in that same Instagram story, that's the other one I bought it. It talks about dangers that are facing young children, and it's called في عيون الليل, between brackets أطفال في خطر, تأليف لينا الكيلاني, and that means في عيون الليل, in the eyes of the night, between brackets أطفال في خطر, that means children in danger, and the author is called Lina El-Kilani. And this is honestly, honestly I voted for the art, honestly, because it's very pretty. And also this format of this book, these dimensions, reminds me of quite a lot of children books that my mom used to get me when I was little. So I don't know, it made me feel really nostalgic, and I wanted to get it. So yeah, I want to show you some of the illustrations. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I hope you can see it well. It's amazing. So yeah. So, oh, and look, there's Batman. Oh my god, I love Batman so much. Anyways, I haven't read them yet, so that's why I didn't know there was Batman. Did I just get off the... Anyways, let's pretend that didn't happen. I'll just place that here. Okay, so I got that from a store at my university, and it's a tiny store, and the person, the salesperson in the store was really nice, and he was very enthusiastic that me and my friend Doha, we were very enthusiastic to find that store, and he was very enthusiastic that we were excited, and he was like, oh, please come anytime, and like, I'm very happy you're very excited. And he talked to us and told us about book fairs, and told us he would get us tickets, and he was like really really nice. And we just the world needs more people like him, and that is a good thing, of course. But then we went to the university library, and like our department, especially our department's library, is very very rich when it comes to English literature and literature in general. It's so rich. It has so many resources and amazing books, and for like people who are like doing their masters or doing their PhD and stuff like that. But like, we tried to borrow books from there, and like the librarian told us, no, you can't borrow books here. What did I just say? Anyways, you can't borrow books here, and you just copy the things you wanna reference, or you photocopy them. And I was just so like shook by that, because like, why? why? Like, yeah, it's a very sad thing, and the library is very neglected, and it just has tons and tons of dust over the books, and it's very sad. And I don't know why they don't help people read. I mean, old people keep saying, oh, young people don't read enough. Well, apparently you're not helping them. So yeah, that was very frustrating to me, honestly. So enough talk about that. Let's get into the actual video. Okay, so I wanted to talk about good and bad movie adaptations, and this is gonna be like about a few movie adaptations I've watched, and I'm going to start from worst to best. Okay, so The Darkest Mind. Okay, so I finished the first book, The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I finished the first book, and I was in love with that book. I was very excited by the characters, by the plot. I loved it all, and I was like, I went to a friend's house, and I was like, let's watch the movie right now. I was so excited, and like I got my friend, I sat her down, and we watched the movie. And oh my god, was it underwhelming. It was so underwhelming, and it was so bad. I was like, I'm sorry I ever made you watch that. Please forgive me for making you watch that. And honestly, it was so bad, and I didn't want my friend doesn't read that much, and I didn't want her to like judge the book by the movie, because I loved the book and the movie was just a disaster, to be very honest. Okay, so yeah, I hated that movie. And then there is Everything by Nicola Yoon, and I didn't watch the movie. I read the book, and I was telling that same friend, her name is Maurice, by the way, I was telling that same friend that that I'm reading Everything, and that I love it, and that I finished it in under 3 days, and blah blah blah. And then she was like, oh really? And she was like really upset by it. I was like, what's wrong? She said, I hated the movie. And I was like, girl, don't judge a book by its movie. I absolutely loved the book, and I watched the movie's trailer, and I was like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I mean, first of all, Ollie is totally different appearance-wise in the movie, and just this, without watching the movie, this is just a bad like image. Like, you would just know that it's not a good adaptation when you see that that the main character looks nothing like the main character in the book. So I mean, I'm done with this. So these were my least favorite movie adaptations. We'll come now to a part of this list that is like, I wanna say mediocre, or like that I didn't absolutely hate it but I didn't love it. And I wanna like specifically talk about two of Nicholas Sparks' books that were adapted into movies. I watched a lot of Nicholas Sparks movies, but these are the only two that I have read the books as well. And these are A Walk to Remember and The Last Song. So let's talk about A Walk to Remember, because it kind of upsets me, because I watched the movie and I loved the movie, and then I read the book and it's totally different. It's different to the extent that I think they could be two very different stories. Like there are similarities in like the superficial stuff, but like I don't know, they changed so much of the story that I'm just, this could work as a story on its own and this could work like another story on its own. So yeah, that's why I didn't like it, even though I liked the movie very much and I liked the book very much. But I don't think they work well together as like a movie adaptation. I don't think they connect. And the next one is The Last Song. And The Last Song, I watched the movie first and I love that movie. I love that movie. I watched it first thing like when I was 13 or something, at the beginning of my teenage years, and I'm still very attached to that movie. I love that movie very much and I love it. When I read the book, okay, it's like, honestly, and don't come at me, I love the movie more than the book, but that's not because it's better than the book. It's because that I'm attached to it. Like, I'm attached to that movie very much. So that's why. And yeah, so I think that it's okay. It's okay for an adaptation. Yeah, but still the book is kind of different, and maybe this is something that is like very Nicholas Sparks thing. But these are the only two movies that I have watched and read their books. So yeah, that's why. Another interesting book in this like list, sorry, I just talked in Arabic. The mediocre list is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. And the book, at first, it was very hard to get through. I was like, oh, I got really bored reading it, and then it got better, to be very honest. It got really, really, really better. Like that part, I got through the part in Italy. It was the hardest for me. Then the part of Pray and Love was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely enjoyed it. Then I watched the movie and it's kind of underwhelming. Like I didn't get the same feelings the book gave me, and that's perfectly normal. But I think they didn't understand the book, and when they made it into a movie, it's just, I don't know, they didn't bring the essence of the book into the movie. I hope I'm explaining this like in a good way, in a way that you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's that. And now comes the classics. And I think the problem with classics is that there are so many versions, there are so many movie adaptations. So I'm gonna talk mainly about the books, then the movie adaptations, and of course I want to start with Pride and Prejudice, because I read the book, I watched numerous versions. I watched the 2005 version, and I watched a very old version, and it was like it wasn't a movie, it was like episodes. It was like 6 episodes or so, and I enjoyed that one way more than the 2005 movie. But still, it didn't capture what the movie made me feel. And I know it's it's unfair of yeah, it's sort of unfair to expect a movie to give me the same feelings that a book did, because no matter what, a book will be more thorough because we are more or less in the thoughts of the characters. Um, so yeah, but I don't know. I love watching Pride and Prejudice, even though it's not. It will never be the same as as like reading the book. And then comes Wuthering Heights. So I did not find a virgin that I like. I watched only one virgin, and that movie ended when Catherine died. And like, and like, and it was such a bad virgin. It was so bad. The quality was bad. The acting was bad. It was so bad. I was like, and I know there are probably better versions of Wuthering Heights, but I can't find any. So if you know a good version of Wuthering Heights, please tell me in the comments, because I would love to see that. And another classic I want to talk about. No wait, there are two more. Okay, so Little Women. Honestly, I haven't read the book. I tried many years ago, and I couldn't. I was very little then, and I don't know. It didn't. It's like that's kind of boring. I don't want to read that. So maybe I will try to pick it up again, and especially that I know now that there are other parts, and like there are 4 or 3 parts, I don't know, but I'm very interested to know what happens to these characters, because I've watched many versions of Little Women, and I'm kind of attached to the story as well, because I took it, but like of course like a smaller version, like an abridged version, when I was in 6th grade, and I'm kind of attached to the story. It's a very nice story, and I would love to read all the parts. But yeah, but apparently the most loved movie version is the 2019 one, and honestly I see why. Like, I see why it's the most beloved version. But I think in other versions, in older versions, Joe and that professor made way more sense. Like, I don't know, I felt like they dedicated very little parts in the 2019 movie for the professor, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense, I'm sorry. But I don't know, in other versions, and I don't remember the year right now, I don't remember which version I'm talking about actually, but in one version it made more sense to me. Like, I don't know, I honestly don't know. And then there comes Jane Eyre. I've never read the book, and I really want to read the book. I've read an abridged version, but like not the real thing, and I really want to read it. But like, Jane Eyre is one of my all-time favorites, and I don't know why, because maybe I've read so many. I've read 2 versions of it, like, and both were abridged. I read one when I was really young. It was like a summer reading, so I read it, and honestly that part with Mr. Rochester's wife, and when she saw it in going like at night, and the fire, it really scared me when I read it for the first time, you know, as a kid for school. It was a summer reading. It was a really like it was this thick. It was really, it wasn't a big version at all. It was very short. Condensed. Yeah, the word is condensed. It was very condensed. So yeah, it was. I got scared reading it. And then when I was in like 8th grade, and that is prep school here in Egypt. So I read it again. Like, we took it, we studied it. So yeah, it was. I loved it. I loved it then even more. And then I watched so many versions of Jane Eyre. I like very old versions. The most recent one with I don't know, this very popular actress that I don't remember her name right now, but I've watched so many versions of Jane Eyre, and I've read two versions of the book, but it was like both abridged, and of course one was very condensed, the other was a lot less condensed, but like it's still not the real thing. But I love Jane Eyre, and I don't know, the only thing that is keeping me from reading the original one is because I'm afraid it will like make me bored, and I don't want that, because I love Jane Eyre so much. I love it so much, so I don't want anything to ruin it for me. Even if the book is good, I don't even want to get bored at some parts, because honestly there are parts that can get boring. Like especially when she was living with her aunt and her cousins. That part is I'm sorry, but it's really boring. So I don't know. I don't want anything to ruin Jane Eyre for me. And okay, I will stop talking about Jane Eyre now. And last but not least are my two absolute favorite movie adaptations, and these are The Great Gatsby and The Fault in Our Stars. The Great Gatsby, and I'm talking about the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. I love that. I love the movie, and I love that when I read the book, I saw the movie first, and when I read the book, I was like, I didn't find that much difference. Like, I felt like the movie was following exactly the book. The only difference I could remember, or that stood out to me, was that at the funeral, Gatsby's father came and he said stuff about Gatsby corresponding with him and like stuff like that, and that is the only big difference I found in like the book. So I really love that movie adaptation. I really love it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's one of my it's one of the best movie adaptations out there. Honestly, that's my opinion. And The Fault in Our Stars, I don't think it's as a movie adaptation. It's not as good as The Great Gatsby in the sense of that it's not as it didn't stick to the book as much as The Great Gatsby stuck to the book, but honestly, it's the first of all, let me gush over that movie because the movie is amazing, and like Shailene Woodley did a great job. Honestly, she was amazing, and then I read the book, and I really felt that both her and Ansel Elgort, they both, and I hope I'm not butchering their names. I really hope that they did a very good job of portraying Hazel and Augustus, and Isaac with Nat Wolff. But like, I think I liked Isaac more in the books. Like, definitely I loved him more in the books than in the movie. But in general, the movie was amazing. I totally love it, and yeah. And honestly, I haven't watched any other adaptations for John Green books, especially Paper Towns. Oh yes, something that I totally forgot to say. When I read Ready Player One, I wanted to watch the movie, and then I thought that I would be repeating the same mistake I did with The Darkest Minds, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch the movie, even though everyone loves the movie. But I think people who love the movie are the ones who hadn't read the books. So I was talking to one of my friends at college. Her name is Toa, and and she was like, don't watch the movie. The movie's bad. They changed everything. And I was like, yeah, okay, I will not watch it. I was right. I did something right that I didn't watch that movie. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say, and I think I'm done gushing over The Fault in Our Stars and The Great Gatsby, and I think I'm done for this video as well. I just really hope you respond to me. Like, I just don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. That's it. And probably, no promises though, but most likely my next video would be a vlog. I hope I can like manage that. So wish me luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.